rest of the class cheered Logan on, I just blurted it out. Or maybe he had help. I didn't mean to. It just popped into my head and out of my mouth like a runaway speech bubble. But Ms. Takach heard. And not only did the whole class get detention, she also canceled our end-of-year pizza party. This isn't just about the pizza party, Natalie says gently. I must have a confused look on my face because Katie feels the need to explain. Duh, you cost us the field hockey game yesterday, Holly-Mei Jones. We tied, I say. Yes, but we would have won if you didn't open your big mouth, Katie says. Again, Ellie chimes in. We're at this summer camp to become better players. Winners, not almost winners. Hey, the ball hit my foot before going in the net, I say. In the game yesterday, against a visiting top club from Ottawa, I received the pass from Ellie, but it bobbled and touched my foot as I took my shot. Even though the ball made that glorious thump sound when it hit the backboard of the goal, I knew it wasn't a goal. Not a real goal, anyway. You can do a lot with the ball in a field hockey game, but it can never, ever touch your foot. It's the #1 rule. But you didn't have to tell the umpire that. She didn't see, so she would have let us keep the goal, says Katie. Ellie looks at me and narrows her eyes. And we would have won, 1-0. But that wouldn't have been fair, I say. I broke the rule. There are consequences to breaking rules. There always are. Or there always should be. Not fair to who? Asks Ellie. I look at her and mouth, whom, but she doesn't notice and continues. What's not fair is you snitching. A foul is a foul. It was the right thing to do, I say. Geez, Holly-Mei, why do you always have to be so fair? Natalie says the word fair like it's a bad thing, and she throws her arms in the air as if she's tired of explaining this to me, but I have no idea what she's talking about. You always have to be right, do the right thing. Of course, I think. Even if it hurts others. She shakes her head and looks at me like she feels sorry for me. Like I can't understand. But what I can't understand is why people don't feel strongly like I do about following rules. My mom always likes to remind us that rules help make the world good and fair. I sometimes watch the news with my dad, so I know that the world is not always a nice place. So why wouldn't I do my part to make it better? It's just a stupid field hockey game, I say. Ellie says, I'll tell you what's stupid. Stop it, Natalie snaps at her. She turns to me and speaks in a gentle tone. Holly-Mei, can't you just try to be more flexible? Think a little more about people's feelings? Like how you thought about my feelings when you dropped me off the class chat? I stare at her for a full second before I grab the box of cupcakes and march out of the cafeteria. I don't want them to see the tears that are on the verge of rolling down my face, or think that I'm sorry for what I did, because I'm not. I'm only sorry that I lost my best friend. As I bike home after camp, the sound of the leaves rustling and the black-capped chickadees singing helped cheer me up. I can't actually see the birds as I whiz by, but the male birds have this telltale whistling noise that I sometimes hear in our backyard. We have a bird feeder, and Dad keeps a video journal of all the birds he sees, and every weekend he proudly shows it to me and Millie, and he even tries to teach us the bird sounds. Dad says chickadees are called tits back in England, where he's from, but Mom says he's not supposed to call them that here in Canada. Our neighborhood is famous for its big old maple trees. Their leaves turn the prettiest bright yellow, orange, and red in the autumn. That's why it's called Maple Grove. I love my street. In the spring, we have a huge block party after the snow finally melts, and in October, the Halloween decorations are the scariest and treats the tastiest. Another house on the street has construction fencing around it, a sure sign that the new owners are going to build what Mom calls a McMansion. When our next-door neighbors retired, they sold their house, a bungalow which looked almost like ours, and moved out west to be closer to their grandkids.